The transport ship Meridian's Hope hummed through the void between star systems, its engines creating a rhythmic pulse that echoed through the cargo hold. Miles sat on a makeshift bench fashioned from supply crates, watching Iris sleep in the corner he'd prepared for her. The young Valthene girl, no more than 8 cycles old by his estimation, had finally stopped trembling after 3 days aboard. Her crystalline skin caught the dim overhead lights, refracting them into tiny rainbows across the metal walls. The damaged lower appendages that her own kind had deemed worthless were tucked beneath her, hidden from view even in sleep. Miles had seen that shame before, in soldiers who'd lost limbs, in refugees who'd survived when others hadn't. It was a wound deeper than any physical scar. "You're making a mistake, you know." Captain Chin's voice cut through his thoughts. The ship's commander stood in the doorway, arms crossed, her expression unreadable. She was a small woman, but she carried herself with the weight of someone who'd commanded vessels through 3 colonial wars. "Probably," Miles replied without looking up. "Made plenty of those." Chin stepped inside, her boots clicking against the deck plates. "The Valthene Conclave has filed a formal complaint. They say you stole property." "Property?" Miles's jaw tightened. He finally looked at the captain, his scarred face hardening. "She's a child. She's a Valthene. Their laws, their customs." Chin moved closer, lowering her voice. "You know how this works, Miles. We can't interfere with. Their laws say imperfect offspring should be abandoned to die." Miles stood, his artificial leg, a gift from the same war that had taken the original, whirring softly. "That they're bad luck. Worthless. I've seen what humans do when they follow bad laws, Captain. I've been ordered to enforce them. Never again." The silence stretched between them. Finally, Chin sighed. "The Coalition Council is debating sanctions. If we're caught harboring her, then drop us at the next station. I'll disappear. Done it before." Iris stirred, her large opalescent eyes opening. She looked at Miles, then at Captain Chun, fear rippling across her translucent features in waves of darker blue. "It's okay," Miles said softly, switching to the simplified Valthene dialect he'd been learning from the ship's database. The words felt clumsy on his tongue, but Iris's colors lightened slightly. "Friend." Chin watched the exchange, something shifting in her expression. "You really think you can protect her? One disabled veteran and a child against an entire stellar conclave. I protected whole colonies with less." Miles crouched down, offering Iris a ration bar. She took it hesitantly, her small fingers, 3 instead of the typical 4, wrapping around it carefully. "Besides, I'm not planning to fight them. I'm planning to prove them wrong." "How?" Miles smiled, the expression transforming his weathered face. "By showing everyone what she can do. What any of them could do, if given the chance." Over the following weeks, as the Meridian's Hope made its way toward the frontier stations, something remarkable happened. Iris began to open up. Miles discovered she had an extraordinary gift for pattern recognition. She could look at the ship's navigation charts and spot inconsistencies that even the computer missed. Her damaged appendages, which the Valthene had declared useless, proved remarkably dexterous when handling delicate repair work in the ship's tighter spaces. The crew noticed. She noticed. She fixed the quantum relay in Junction 7. The ship's engineer, Rodriguez, reported one morning. "I've been trying to calibrate that thing for 3 months. She did it in 20 minutes. Miles found Iris in the engine room, her body half hidden in an access panel, her colors cycling through excited yellows and greens. When she emerged, covered in coolant residue, she was making a sound he'd never heard before, something between a purr and a chirp. She was laughing. "Good work," he told her, and meant it, but their peace was temporary. At the Freeport station on the edge of conclave space, 3 Valthene diplomats boarded the ship. They were tall, elegant, their crystalline bodies perfect and unmarred. They made Iris look broken in comparison, and Miles hated them for it. "We have come for the defective offspring," the lead diplomat announced in flawless standard. "You have violated 17 interstellar treaties by—" "She has a name," Miles interrupted. "Iris." The diplomat's colors flickered with something that might have been disdain. "It has a designation. That is sufficient. Its continued existence outside conclave control is an insult to our traditions." "Your traditions," Captain Chin said, stepping forward, "don't apply on my ship." The 3 Valthene turned as one, their surprise evident in the synchronized shift of their colors. Captain, we must insist. No. Chen's voice was steel. You must leave. This child has proven herself useful, intelligent, and capable. She's earned sanctuary under coalition law, Article 7, Section 3, protection of sentient beings demonstrating cognitive function and value to interstellar society. A human legal technicality, the diplomat hissed. Human law, Miles said quietly, built on the idea that worth isn't determined by birth, that everyone deserves a chance to prove what they can be. He placed a hand on Iris's shoulder. She had positioned herself partially behind him, but she wasn't cowering. Her colors were steady, determined. You want her? You'll have to go through me. And everyone else on this ship. Rodriguez stepped up beside them. Then Chun. Then, one by one, the rest of the crew. The diplomats stared at the assembled humans, their colors cycling through confusion, anger, and finally something that might have been recalculation. Without another word, they turned and left as the airlock sealed behind them. Iris looked up at Miles, her colors brightening to brilliant gold. She spoke, her voice soft and melodious, in halting standard. Thank you, Father. Miles felt something break and heal inside him simultaneously. He'd lost so much in the wars, friends, limbs, years of his life. He'd thought himself used up, finished. But maybe, he thought as Iris wrapped her small arms around him, there was more than one way to save a world. Sometimes you started with just one person.